I'm just finding it now.
Hello! Hello! Steve's ahead of the game there. It's Wednesday.
It is!
I've had sleep, so I'm in a much better mood than I was last week. And hopefully the Star Wars talks to a minimum this week.
Well, you said that.
It won't be. There's reasons.
Because they've just shit a load of Star Wars games onto Steam. It's great, and on good old games. So.
But it's been a busy week.
It's been
in the world of video games.
It has been a busy week.
Yeah, stuff has actually happened, which is quite nice, which must mean we're getting up to that point where they think that summer's not coming, so they do stuff, but then they realise summer is coming, so they stop doing stuff until they think that summer's gone, when actually it's still kind of kicking around, but they start doing stuff again anyway.
It's wonderful. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Fuck Christmas. The summer build-up to announcements and stuff for stuff that's coming at Christmas.
It's the Gamers' Christmas.
Gamers' Christmas. E3 is like, what, 2 months away, if that?
Yeah. I don't care how crappy.
I don't actually know when it is.
I love it. It's in June.
20th of June, I think?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so
I'm happy with it. I like a bit of E3.
I don't believe in staying up for it because absolutely nothing's better than sleep. People are lunatics. It's like I'd rather watch really badly presented things with minor celebrities and lots of hand-wringing and stuff like that than sleep. No, you're a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck.
But you see, I've got... Again, this is where I play the child card. I have a child who's getting very, very, very interested in that side of it and wants to stay up and watch it. And it's school holidays.
Let him stay up. Say, yeah, good kid. There's laptop, there's internet, knock yourself out. I'm off to bed.
Yeah, whatever you want on the laptop, Lucas. It's fine.
There's these parental controls, Bradley.
And there's the Gamestyle Twitter account. Please live blog it.
I'm gonna press gang him into tweeting all the stuff. Thing is, anyway, the point is, it's like, yeah, I can stay up all night till 2 o'clock in the morning. Watch Ubisoft fucking put out more open world side quest games, or I can sleep and catch up with it in the morning.
I still like it, and I now do it because maybe something important happens and I can put it on Gamestyle and it makes me feel relevant.
Nobody's relevant.
No.
Anyway.
But yeah, so let's start. Where should we start? Big issue of the day, or should we go smaller?
I think Andrew.
Let's start with Star Wars because that's where everyone likes us to start.
Go on then.
Yeah, the stuff. Presumably, I don't think it's anything to do with May the 4th coming up. I think that's a complete coincidence.
Oh, it's an entire coincidence, yeah.
I think they watched GameStyle Live last week, and they were like, X-Wing uses all those buttons on the keyboard. Oh, we should get that on Steam. And they did.
Somewhere, they was going, let's find a way to piss Bradley off a bit more.
Well, the thing is, they managed to do it in one fell swoop because they pissed you off because we're talking about Star Wars again, and they pissed us off because it's like, oh, here's a shitload of stuff that you want to buy that you can't really afford at this moment in time. So
yeah,
20 quid.
25 quid for X-Wing.
all the X-Wings. I did buy Battlefront 2 though because I haven't played that, so I bought Battlefront 2.
That's on sale on the PSP as well, so I can play it on my Vita and give it 9 out of 10.
But it's a PSP game, not a Vita game, so you can't give it 9 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
No, so but isn't this stuff on good old games like Rebel Assault 1 and 2? Not that you'd want to play them because they're awful, but
I think we said last week that they were alright-ish. They've not aged as badly as you would expect them to have aged.
No, you.
Yeah,
you said.
Yeah, I am quoting me now as a source.
Yeah, I said it was fine, and I went, no, it's Night Trap with Star Wars.
Yeah.
And clearly, Andrew's views of his own are in no way associated with Gamestyle.com.
No, I'm pretty sure he dictates.
I'll put that into my Twitter description. Yeah, but no, I'm gonna do a true Wikipedia there and quote me as a source to make me seem more authentic,
credible and authentic. Great stuff. Yeah, so, shitting a load of Star Wars stuff, although how relevant they are, I don't know. After we talked about them last week, I don't know if I'd got the time or inclination or money to go back to them. It's like they've put them on Steam and they've got, oh yeah, we've got them on sale. Instead of $6.99, they're $6.29. Thanks for that.
Bosh.
I know, fucking bargain, innit? Jesus.
Yeah, it's wait literally 2 decades to put them on. And but then we've got them there now. We've reduced them by 70 pence for you, so there we go. Flying.
But they're there. People who want to play them, they can play them.
Yeah.
It's all good.
You see, I don't buy things on good old games because I like the convenience of having everything in Steam. And I know you can shortcut link into Steam, but it's not the same thing.
That's hard work.
Yeah, I use Steam for everything just because of the automatic patching. Just turn that on and then that gets rid of a massive amount of PC gaming.
Except with Payday 2, because every time there's a Payday 2 update, it's like 2.5 fucking gig. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's good that they're putting out a ridiculous amount of content for it, but it completely fucks anything they ever want, you know.
Talking of Payday 2, I didn't realise there's a mini web series for the game.
Neither did I didn't care. The game was
I'm going to watch it, because might as well.
Well, the thing is, Payday 2 was good fun, but it was buster shit, and they didn't patch it on the Xbox because Microsoft's archaic certification sequence. Yeah, fuck it, sequence is a good word. And so then they've gone, it's coming out on PS4 and Xbox One in June. I'm like, yay, all PC content, fantastic. So more HD updates. Whee! Anyway.
But no, the web series I kind of like stuff like it's like Video Game High School and stuff like that. It's crap. It really is crap, but I like it. And I like seeing stuff like that. Like the Payday series, the Halo stuff they did, and it is tosh, but it's throwaway tosh that I can enjoy as a gamer.
You're a masochist.
This is like me talking about Star Wars. You're just using words now.
What's that word? Anathema?
I know what a Star Wars is, though.
What, a Star Wars?
Yeah. That's the old person thing, isn't it?
Oh, you crazy kids in your Star Wars. The Star Wars.
You're playing the Star Wars on your Nintendos.
Your Nintendo. Yeah. Yes, Mum. Anyway, so yeah, loads of Star Wars goodness dropping the week after we talked about it. Great stuff.
So, next week, Shenmue 3.
Sure. Only lunatics care about Shenmue 3.
Roll Cage 3. There we go. If we're predicting the future.
I'd like a new Roll Cage. That'd be
I would. That was the best non-wipeout futuristic racer ever.
No, Kill 2, it wasn't as good as 1.
In my head, I've got it marked down as a bit rubbish, but I can't remember why.
I think it was more a case of more of the same.
Yeah.
I don't think it was particularly, it was pretty much the same, to be honest with
you. Yeah, 1 blew me away. 1 absolutely blew me away. And because it was something completely different at the time, 2 didn't have that same effect, but it was still damn good.
1 had something really clever. I file these things in my head as just bullet points about games so I can remember everything about every game ever. 1 did something really clever graphically, but I can't remember what it was. I think it was some sort of ongoing texture on the track that meant the track went on for further than it would normally pop in.
But I just play games to enjoy.
I'm gonna say that given the time of my life when I played that, I could drive up walls and shoot things, and that's all I cared about.
Yeah, that's still all I care about these days, really.
It probably was clever. Was it Psygnosis?
I believe it was.
Not sure.
It was a major developer at the time. I can't remember. Okay, because I didn't care. It's a good game.
I don't know. No. So yeah, if you're listening, Roll Cage, please. Thanks.
But the other thing I really want to cover is before we go further down Andrew's list, because he prepared for this today.
Yeah.
I did a list and everything.
It was Psygnosis. Sorry, go on.
We got this week's segment of games publishers who are surprising you in a positive way.
No such thing. You're lying. Shut up.
Codemasters. With DiRT Rally.
You see, this isn't a positive thing. Andrew, why is this not a positive thing? Because you're much more articulate than I am.
I'm not convinced this is a wholly positive thing. This seems to me, in my most cynical way, let's make a new Colin McRae rally, but oh god, we've run out of money, we can't finish it. Oh, would someone please lend us £25 fucking for our unfinished video game?
Right.
Yes, says Brad. I will. Here you go.
Yes, says Brad, and half the Steam community, seeing as it's number 2 in popular games at the moment.
Yeah, I
top
agree.
sellers.
Number 2.
What astonishing games came out on yesterday?
Well, it's second behind only Grand Theft Auto, in all fairness.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Right, but to be honest, right, when it first came, I went, "Oh, this has come out of nowhere. No fanfare whatsoever. This is probably going to be a little bit bad."
I think it's because
and then I heard things, and it got more and more intriguing. I got it, and by God damn, it's the best rally game I've played in years. It's second only to Richard Burns' Rally in terms of authenticity.
Richard Burns, authenticity, yeah, but you know what? If I wanted authenticity, I'd play something like Gran Turismo, which is about as much fun as masturbating with a Brillo pad. Fucking,
Yeah,
I want to throw.
Honestly,
No.
It's exhilarating. It's beautiful. Getting to the end of a stage in one piece, it just feels great. It's not Dirt 4. And if they are literally concentrating on the rally stuff, I'm loving it. And they seem to be looking at the forums and they're taking on board what people want, what fans of the game want, and they're going to try and implement it. I don't actually think this is a case of fuck, what do we do? I think they've just released it out as they have to get the people who really do want that sort of game to see what numbers are and where they can go with it.
I think it's a case of Codemasters have a habit of releasing bug to shit games, and so they're releasing it under the guise of an early access, so they can get away with fixing it for the next 3 months.
It's weird that it's just coming out just before Project Cars, that massively crowdfunded game, comes out. Almost as if there was some reason why it would benefit from being out at around that time. It's probably a coincidence. I can't think why that would happen.
See, but that's the problem. You two are absolute cynical bastards.
We're not look, right, okay.
I've actually found a game that's really bloody fun, and it's challenging,
you didn't know
and
about
it's
until
great.
I turned round to you and said, "Hey, Brad, what's going off with this Dirt game?" And you went,
I love you for that. Although Codemasters are bastards because they haven't got back to me on review code or preview code or anything like that at the moment.
I've got
Codemasters, send me some review code and I'll start saying nice things.
Send me a review code and I'll write an early access thing about how I hate realistic car simulation. I've got a problem with early access. The reason I feel deeply cynical about it is because it's a deeply cynical move. It's a deeply cynical thing to do. I mean, Codemasters have been on the downward spiral for a long time. But that's because they've been putting out substandard games. They put out broken games. The only people that put out more broken games are fucking Obsidian. What does that tell you?
See, the problem I've got, well, not the problem I've got, it's the problem I've got with everyone else.
My problem with everyone else is everyone else.
Yeah. No, two of my favourite racing games, or driving games, of the last few years. Well, I'll say my favourite racing game.
Quantifications there. The last few years, not ever, because obviously it's blatantly Sega Rally and Crazy Taxi. Sorry, go on.
They don't count because they're arcades. I mean, realistic. If you count realistic, it's Tucker Touring Car Championship, which is still the absolute best racing game ever made. But anyway, it's Quid Auto Sport. I have actually, yeah.
Oh God. Anyway, go on.
It's aged badly graphically, but it's still the AI is still better than anything, most things you get today. Grid Auto Sport, which is a throwback to that. In terms of how it plays and the challenge there is with it, and I really want to. I'm behind this Dirt Rally. I'm just really behind it. I'm going to play the shit out of that game. Daily challenges, which seem really nice. There's the weekly challenges, the monthly challenges. They've got different events coming. They've got a proper roadmap set up for what's coming: new cars, new events, new career options, and it's got proper stages. It's got like 8-9 minute stages rather than your shitty 1 minute 30-second stages that most rally games do. For me, it's a positive step. The reasonings behind how they've done it might be nefarious a little bit, but
they've got like a curly moustache and they're rubbing their hands. They're going,
but
tying employees to railroad tracks. Sorry, go on.
At the end of the day, there's a damn good rally game for people to play, which there's not been for quite some time.
at the end of the day, there'll be a game that comes out and then immediately gets reduced to about half its price as well. So maybe we'll wait for that day rather than this day.
But I'm enjoying it, so screw you.
You're not allowed to enjoy things. Shut up.
Yeah. I don't know. It's. I want the game, but I don't think I totally approve of the way that they're going about it. I think it's as cynical as I say it is.
Because early access on Steam should remain the total world for your Unity asset survival horror games.
I don't
That's
know.
all early access should be.
It's such a cloudy mess. In all honesty, it's just I don't know.
I wouldn't mind it if they'd done what Eastside Hockey's done and release it ridiculously cheaply. I mean, that was when I've got Football Manager. That was £6 to buy it, £7 when it came out, and that's a lovely price to pay for a game. And if they released DiRT Rally at that and then slowly ramped it up as it got more finished, I think that's a lovely system.
Right.
But £25 to start with.
Yeah,
then
25 quid
ramping up from there.
Even £15 would have been more palatable, but £25. I mean, it's like you can get not to make it sound too bad, but you can get full releases of what they call AAA titles for like £18 on PC. So an early access game for £25 just reeks a little bit of really, It's not even DiRT Rally. It's not even just DiRT Rally. It's any game that comes out like that. I mean, I feel like a fucking idiot for paying for Killing Floor 2 because Killing Floor 2 is blatantly not even ready to be. It's like it needs so much balancing and tweaking and optimization and stuff. And they said, it's early access. If you don't want to pay for it, don't pay for it. Great, it's fine. It's on my own head, be it. And it is on my own head.
Please pay for it.
But people do, and they're not going to put the price up later on. So I should have just waited till later on. But I thought it was going to be a bit. I'm just looking for that thing that's going to fill that Left 4 Dead shaped hole in my life, and unfortunately, Killing Floor 2 isn't it.
But the difference I'll have with some early access stuff I've played, and if Andrew mentioned the Side Hockey Manager, and I'll give you the two different examples of that. You've got DiRT Rally feels like a game. It's got a career mode that works. It's got the different events you can do, etc. It feels like a full game. I don't feel like I'm playing a buggy, broken piece of mess. I love ice hockey. We know that. Eastside Hockey Manager, I don't want to touch until that's got a major update. It is a broken piece of shit.
Fair enough.
It takes so many assets from the Football Manager games and uses those within it when it talks about doing loans and transfers rather than using hockey terminology and trades and waivers and that sort of thing. It is clearly Football Manager with an ice hockey skin, and that is bullshit. And that game was a tenner. At a stage, it is barely worth a fiver.
It wasn't a tenner.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't.
Yes, it was.
I'm sure I paid 6 or 7.
No, well, you might have got lucky, but it's you owned Football Manager though, didn't you, on Steam?
Well, I've occasionally dabbled in 1 or 2 Football Managers.
Yeah, so if you own Football Manager, you got a discount, which is a nice thing. But if you didn't, then you didn't. But it is an absolute bullshit release. It's worse. Because it's basically a spreadsheet and it's not a fully graphical game like, say, Necro, which me and Steve looked at earlier in the week, it will get away with a lot more. And because people have been so desperate for a new hockey management sim, it's there. It's trying to run it like a football club where the manager has so much say over what goes on in a football club. In a hockey team, it's not. Your coach is coach, your general manager's the general manager. You have this hierarchy. None of that is replicated in the Side Hockey Manager, which means it's broken. It's not a Hockey Manager game. And yeah, DiRT Rally is not a Hockey Manager.
A Hockey Manager game.
Yeah.
DiRT Rally is the best Hockey Manager game out now.
£22.49, 10% discount on Steam.
But that feels much more like a full game than that does. Yeah.
But it better be for £23.
Yeah, but then you've got Andrew here, and he's praising Eastside Hockey Manager, which is broken.
Cheap.
For being cheap, yeah.
But it's shite. Don't care how cheap it is, it's shite.
I ain't saying nothing because I'm not paying either.
This is what I wanted someone to do my quick look with me on that one, because I will just launch into an hour-long tirade about how bad
Just
it is.
do it. People like it when people fucking moan.
Essentially, my experience of East Side Hockey is just going, I don't know what this does. Ooh, I'll listen to some country music because I've selected Nashville. I'm enjoying this country music. And now, because I've been playing East Side Hockey Manager like that, I'm now playing GTA 5. I'm mostly just listening to the country music station because I've been quite enjoying that.
I actually quite like the stations I wouldn't normally listen to. I know normally, like in Vice City, I went straight to the rock station, mainly because Laszlo was hilarious. But, you know, Judas Priest, Slayer, all that kind of stuff. But these days, I generally tend to gravitate towards all the ones that, like the country station and the hip hop stations that I wouldn't normally listen to. So, you know, fair play to Rockstar for putting a shitload of music into the games.
And it works now as well, which is a lovely feeling to have.
What do you mean it works?
It only took me 2 weeks to get it going after it came out.
Oh yeah, the whole Master Race thing. You know, I mean, I played it 2 years ago, whatever. But you know,
full release game that's not working properly compared to an early access one that is.
To be fair, it did work for most people. It just didn't work for me.
PC gaming, jazz hands. Anyway, let's move on.
We've spent a long time on me ranting about stuff. So yeah, you guys, what's next? Go on. What's next?
Next on the list, we've got stuff that's coming out on Steam, which literally only I'm going to care about. So we might as well just go through me just saying this again. 3D Realms, or what used to be called Apogee, are releasing their anthology on Steam, where it's only been on their own sort of version of Steam, which I didn't even know about and probably would have bought if I had known about it earlier, but I didn't know about it, so I can now wait for it to come on Steam next week, which means we get Raptor, which is an amazing game. We get Duke Nukem 2 before it went all weird and 3D and I stopped paying attention to that series. We get Crystal Caves, which is lovely. It's like Mario and Spelunky, but from 1992. And Commander Keen and all kinds of stuff. I think, probably, even though I don't remember all the titles, I've probably played every single one of those games on that thing. It's just looking forward to going through those so much.
Yeah, I'm looking at it and I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, I don't care. It's a load of old stuff that I don't give a fuck.
There's a couple of games I might be interested in dabbling in, but yeah, I'm with Steve on that one. Not.
The thing is, it's
I did sort of suspect that would be the case.
It's the whole nostalgia thing, though, isn't it? Because you probably played them the first time round at length when you had a 486 or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Andrew's still making his way through the 80s for games. He's not quite caught up to modern gaming yet.
Your mind's going to be blown when you hit the PlayStation 1.
3D graphics.
Now, you see, 3D Realms is like, to me, it's like Duke Nukem 3D is pretty much where I got on. And so,
the thing is, that is when 3D Realms became a company. They weren't called that. They were called Apogee until they started releasing 3D.
Now,
but yeah, there's so many games on that list that I just want to play again.
Thing is, you'll buy it, you'll spend your 25 quid or whatever it is on it, 20 quid or whatever, and you'll load them up and you'll go, the nostalgia washing over me, and then you'll realise that you're wasting your time and there's 18 billion other things you could be doing.
Yeah. For a couple of quid there, you can get DiRT Rally.
Fucking hell.
I get Death Rally. I don't remember Death Rally. I assume I played it at the time.
Death Rally, fuck knows. I don't know.
That's it's a good name for a game, though, isn't it?
Death Rally. I've got a vague recollection of a Death Rally, but it might have been on the fucking Spectrum or something.
I think it's probably a 3D Realms one, that.
The problem is, right now, with these re-releases, they're just getting lazy now. They're not even bothering.
Sorry, it's stunned silence. I've got no idea. It's a re-releases lazy now. No, re-releases are always fucking lazy, Brad.
What I mean is, at least we've gone through this period of, Sleeping Dogs and Tomb Raider that have had a bit of HD paint added to them. They've done. Now let's go. Fuck it, it's the old game.
Oh yeah, they're going to make some more money out of it. Apparently, Death Rally's on Steam already. It's $6.99. There you go. No, fucking re-releases are always lazy. Fucking, we've just talked about Star Wars and going, yeah, Star Wars, but they're just re-releases. They work on Windows 7 and 8. That's because you're a muppet. But, Yeah, I fucking anyway. We're complaining. Move on to the next thing.
Okay. I think we've actually got what we said we were going to talk about now. Yeah.
The name of the show this week. Yes.
Yes. Mods.
Oh, are we on to mods?
Yes, we are on to mods.
Have you noticed how most of our agony is based around PC gaming? Have you noticed?
And Joy as well.
Joy.
It's almost as if I made this list. It's weird.
Basically, no. Here we go. To summarise the whole last week with the controversy, it's paid mods, paid mods. No paid mods.
And that's the end of our discussion on it. Next, no.
Basically, yeah.
But the whole paid mods thing, I don't know. Right, I don't see how Valve ever thought that was going to be a good idea. I don't see. The only thing I can put it down to is that they got their fucking Team Fortress hat fucking head on, or their Dota item head on, and went, "Oh, we can monetize something else," and everybody will lap it up because we've got the best fans in the world, and nobody went, "Hang on. So you want to take this game that's been out for 4 years, that's been modded extensively for the last year at least, and is one of the biggest things on Steam, and you want to make people pay for the stuff they're getting for free already?" Yes, we do. And nobody, not one person of the 300 people that work for that fucking company went, "Hang on, that's not right. That sounds like a bit of a bad idea." Because it is a bad fucking idea. In that format, in that entire thing of saying, let's put them out and make people pay for them, you're a fucking idiot. Whoever thought that up and okayed it is an absolute fucking idiot. I don't see how it could, it's practically a fucking Scooby-Doo villain plot. It's ridiculous.
It's I've not got an issue with content creators making money off their own creations.
Oh, plastic.
No. So if George, or whatever his name is, has made a mod for game, and he decides that it's such a good mod, he wants to charge $1.99 for it, then he should be able to do that. It's his prerogative. The implementation of how they've brought it about is just shocking. If you're gonna bring this sort of thing, you bring it at day and date of launch of new game. This is a game we're going to start letting people charge for mods they make, and it's going to go on this new game. So you're aware of it. We're going to do it on an old game that's been modded that could potentially break mods and cause a whole foray around it and everything like that. There's ways of doing it, and I've got no objection to content creators who have put the time and effort in making a little bit of money back. The same as I've got no objection to YouTubers who get X million views making money off the advertising for it. But it said the way Valve got about that is total and utter bullshit. And the figures that got mentioned about who takes what in a cut. Bullshit.
I think wasn't it 50% Bethesda, 25% Valve, 25% content creator?
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what our resident PC master racer thinks about this.
I can see what Brad's saying, and I basically sort of agree with it, that creating content and then selling it for a very small price is a nice thing, and that bringing that in a good way would be a good thing. But the reality of it is that mods are essentially a great big clusterfuck of arguments and in politics where they're all constantly having people leaving teams and joining teams and joining teams and leaving teams and being in two teams and being in a different team. And the chances that you get the money to the right people are pretty slim. The chances that the people would even still be around to receive money are pretty slim, which means that the money is only going to Steam and Bethesda. And then there's the whole problem that sometimes a mod will come out and it'll fuck other mods, and sometimes an update for a game will come out and it'll fuck every mod. And then you've paid, even if you've paid like 10p for a mod, some people are running like 75 or 80 Skyrim mods at once, just ones that do tiny things like make the vases nicer. And if you've paid 10p for 80 mods, and then they all get fucked because someone's put Game for Windows Live 2 in it, then the entire universe is going to be set on fire.
To incandescent rage, the death of the universe.
I don't think we should do that.
No, the thing is with, I mean, it's one of those. It's a very thorny issue that has so many angles, and so many different points of view, and so many just arguments for and against it that it's difficult to find a stance on it. I personally think along the same things. If people want to make money off it, then good on them, and if you can do that in some way, it's like and I'm probably going to say this wrong, but Patreon. Although
Patreon, yeah.
Patreon, whatever. But it's like, you know, if you want somebody to create content, you give them money. That's good. That's great. It's a good way of doing things, in my opinion. As long as the person keeps up their end of the bargain and actually makes the content. And so a version like that in Steam. But of course, some people might make 1 or 2 excellent mods a year. I mean, some are more prolific, but you know, you can't unless you can make a career out of modding. And the thing is with PC gaming is that historically, mods have always gone hand in hand, and they've always, practically always been free. I mean, the Gary's Mod guy weighed in on it, and he said, you know, it's bought me 2 houses, some cars, and it's given me a 30-strong company. And that's fair enough, but I don't see Gary's Mod as the rule. It's in my opinion, it's the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
And so it's very, it's like, I don't think there's a right and wrong way of doing it. The only wrong way of doing it is to do it exactly as Valve did it and chucked it out there without any preamble and just basically told everybody to bend over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Skyrim was a bad game for it as well.
Oh God, yeah! You don't go on an old game. That's just pathetic.
It's not.
I don't know. Even as an old game, it's quite a bad example because there's things that change things subtly that it's very hard to put a price on. Whereas something like City Skylines, if you want an ice hockey stadium, you pay 29 pence. That seems you pay your 29 pence, you get your ice hockey stadium. That makes sense from start to end, and I'm still not sure about the actual process of it, but you can see the entire chain of who gets money and why and that sort of thing. But Skyrim, I mean, how much do you pay for a new menu? It's just
nothing. Well, there's certain bits you shouldn't be paying for.
This is it. I mean, the whole thing about Skyrim as well is because of the nature of the game, it is vast in its scope and brokenness and everything that's in it. I mean, the guy the biggest controversy before they shut it down was the guy that stole assets from one of the guys' mod and used them in a mod that he was charging for, which is I don't even know how you'd think that was ethically sound. It doesn't make sense. So
again, this sort of thing really confuses me with this sort of thing. In the world of the internet, how it is today, that you think you can get away with something like that and not be found out. That's just idiotic. But Steve mentioned Patreon, which is I think is a reasonable way forward for people, content creators in all walks, to be paid to do what they've got to do to produce the good content. And at the moment, you've got great examples. People like Jim Sterling, regardless of whether you like his style or not, is producing content based on the money he's getting coming in, and he's producing it on a regular basis, able to go out on his own. So he can basically do Jimquisition, the podcasts, the reviews of that 24/7. You've got the Kind of Funny team, which again, I'm not a big fan of Greg Miller and stuff like that, but they're constantly on Twitch, regular programming based on that Patreon money. So if you've got someone who can promise regular content for a game that you like, and you can give them £1 a month, £10 a month, whatever, then that's all well and good. Or they go down a Kickstarter-ish kind of route where they go, look, this is the model we want to make. We want to make money out of it. Once we hit this target, we'll put it out. Now that gives the risk to both the fans and obviously the modder. So you give them, if they don't do it, they're going to sully their reputation. No one's going to be stupid enough, you would hope, to go, we need $500,000 to do this horse armour in this relatively small game. Will you fund us? So it's, you know, the cream will always rise and the crap will always be found out.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. Modern politics is just a terrifying universe.
It's something that can't be handled via Steam and Bethesda or whoever decides it. It needs to be content creators to the people who will be buying that content. Whether that's through a PayPal donate button, whether that's through Patreon, whether that's through Kickstarters, whatever. It cannot have the likes of Steam, etc., etc. Steam can maybe charge someone to put a mod on if they, you know, and that sort of thing, to maybe cut out the utter crap. But they can't be taking between them and another company 70% from a content creator. I actually really like the idea of Patreon. It's something I've tinkered with for Gamestyle. If we hit certain numbers and get popular enough, I see that as the way forward for a lot of, I think, entertainment. But yeah, the Valve way they done that, by the fact they pulled the plug straight away, showed how bad an idea it was.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It's a lovely idea that they implemented really badly and probably wouldn't work however they implemented it. It's a nice idea that they want to get money to people.
It's this thing. What kind of? Yeah, what really bothers me about it is that not only did they do it in a really cack-handed and shitty way, they did it and went, and the community is going to police it. Fuck off. Seriously, if you're going to put something like that out there, you fucking police it. You hire the people to check that people aren't ripping other fucking mods off and charging $1 billion fucking quid for some bullshit.
Where are they going to get the money to do that?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the hats they sell, or the keys, or the fucking items, or the
30% they take on the mods.
It's just. But the trouble is, if they have to police it, and they're getting 30% from something, it kind of makes them go, oh, we're getting 30% of this, it looks like they've nicked, but we're getting 30% of this. But it does look like they've, 30%.
Yeah, it's an argument I couldn't have with anybody for and against, but I'm really disappointed with how they went about it. Because they should know better. They should fucking know better.
It's a lot like the very first days of Steam, when everyone who went out and bought Half-Life 2 was forced to install Steam, and everybody hated it, and they kept making little decisions like that at the start just constantly. I can remember a time when everybody hated Steam with an
like
absolute
such a fucking
passion.
old man. in my day, we had to put disk in fucking drive.
Problem is, he's actually talking about the first time he saw Steam.
Yeah, the actual Steam on his
witchcraft.
But no, I remember that. I mean, when I was working, people are like, what do I do with the disc when I bought it? Can I trade it back in? No, it's registered to your account. So I can't sell it back now, I'm afraid not. Well, that's rubbish. I'm like, well, yeah, but that's... don't blame me, I just sell the fucking things. But
did you get 30%, Steve?
No, on a new game you made 8%, if you were lucky. And so it's... it's just... like I said, the whole disappointment of it, and it's like they've been, and that's where Valve are going now. I mean, what was the last game Valve actually released? It was Dota.
Probably.
Yeah. Which is one that it's kind of like, I'm just bitter that I don't get my fucking. I don't even want Half-Life 3. I don't give a fuck. I want Left 4 Dead 3. That's what I want.
What gets me with Valve, right? Obviously, they are so very happy with they provide a service, which means they get a cut on probably everything that's sold on there. They got the hats, and they got the community making them money, and all that sort of thing that's going on with it. And they're sitting on more cash than we can probably ever dream of, and then some.
Yeah, Gabe Newell's net worth is in billions. So
with that money they've got, why not actually then set up? Doesn't even need to be called Valve. Set up a gaming studio. You know, get some talented people in who may be looking for a break. Some of those who have maybe been laid off in poor situations and stuff like that by the likes of EA. Start a gaming show and go, look, we want you guys. You're the best in the business. We want you guys to start making games under this company's name.
Because
and we want to work on this.
Because the reason Valve are so successful is because they've maintained a small studio, relatively small studio, and they're completely autonomous. Is that the right word, Andrew?
It is the right word.
Right, Red. Fucking, yeah. Oh, I'm going to use big words and sound clever, except I don't know. I've got to stop doing that.
Like countdown.
Well, it's when I'm fucking when I'm writing stuff, I'll be writing stuff and I'll use a word and I think I'm really clever and then I'll go, hang on, I'm going to have to Google that word because that sounds fucking like I don't know what it means. But yeah, they're completely autonomous. They're not beholden to anybody, and that's why Valve works as a studio. If they start doing things like having satellite studios outside, and there's also that really crazy thing where everybody in this it kind of does what they want, and there's no hierarchy, and it's just bizarre. It's just bizarre, but it obviously works. So
my favourite idea about Valve is that everybody gets to do their own project that they want to be working on. So some people will be working on Ricochet 3, and some people will be... and there's just one guy in the corner just making Half-Life 3
I like some
from scratch. It's just one little... He comes in at 9 o'clock in the morning, he's like... No, I'm going to program a gun today.
He's just like a small London Cockney orphan in front of a massive fucking coal face, and he's got, instead of having a pickaxe, he's got like a hammer and a chisel, and he's trying to hew this fucking coal face into something resembling.
It's just what he's done. Beautiful thought. There's got to be someone there. There's got to be one person.
There's a guy working at Valve who's finished Half-Life 3. He's made it. He just cannot book in that meeting with Gabe Newell to get it pitched.
Gabe's too busy polishing his knives.
Look, it's great.
Swimming through his money bin like Scrooge McFucking Duck.
If he doesn't, he should. He doesn't deserve that money if he doesn't.
But it's like, no,
it's such a lovely thought that there's just one guy, and then on his lunch hour he goes and like reads Reddit and things, and everyone's like, "Where's Half-Life 3?" And he's like, "Oh God, I just wanted a sandwich, and I was just gonna read a bit on the. I'll go back."
What you're saying this poor bastard suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder every time he goes on the internet.
Oh dear.
Oh.
So yeah, we love Valve, but they're bastards. Anyway.
Yeah.
The best companies are.
The best companies. What, EA?
Yeah. Yes. Anyway, speaking of bastards, I don't know if anyone read my review of Attila Total War, but I did basically conclude this is a really nice greatest hits of Total War, but it seems like there's quite a lot of holes that they're going to sell DLC for.
Uh-oh.
And since the review came out, a hell of a lot of DLCs come out. It's up to about 25, 30 quid extra.
Wow. Actually, sorry, we need to continue. Remind me about DLC when we finish talking about this.
But in a very, very nice move that I wasn't expecting at all, and maybe to do with the fuss about mods there's been this week, they've released 4 dedicated tools and 60 gig of data and graphics and things for modders to be able to go and make extra stuff for Attila Total War, which...
So they've given the tools and that, like, the 60 gigs worth of assets?
Yeah.
Like units and terrain and shit like that?
I believe the models and stuff, yeah.
That's awesome.
You see, that's... on that and review that.
Yeah, there you are, Andrew. As if you didn't have, like, enough of a time sink, you can fucking create shit for it as well. See, that's... Oh, that's very clever. That's very clever, because they're going, right, okay, here's a load of stuff we cut out of the game that we're going to sell to you afterwards, and everybody's fucking starting to pick up the pitchfork and light the torches and get the fucking, anger face on, and they go, but here's all this free shit that we're going to give you so you can make your own stuff, and you don't really have to buy it. And everybody goes, and then they get stuck like a quantum fucking Schrodinger's nerd rage or something. It's like stuck in a state between angry and joyous, and like it renders them inert long enough for the fucking developers to run off out of the way so they can't catch up with them.
Yeah, it's a very strange. I didn't expect it to happen at all. They've also given them really nice names. They've just given the tools names like Dave and Terry. So I appreciate.
You see, if I cared enough, I'd like, fuck it. Oh, that's really cool.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Who are we talking? Is this still owned by Sega?
Yeah, it's one of their 3 things that they still produce.
And since you've already torn into one of the other things that they make. We've got to be positive this time.
It's basically Sonic the Manager series in Total War. With Warhammer Total War, or they've missed a trick there. Instead of calling it Total Warhammer,
I wish they called it Warhammer Total Warhammer.
Or like Bond, James Bond.
Basically, yes. And in all caps as well. And possibly drop an umlaut in there every now and again. I'm not sure when. Probably over the O. We'll just throw it in there.
I'm going to say I don't think the Warhammer universe has enough umlauts. That's my opinion.
I've always thought that. A disappointing lack of umlauts in Warhammer.
Terrible.
You're talking gibberish again, gents.
Those two dots that go over the O in Motorhead.
And we still pronounce it Motorhead rather than Motorhead.
Motorhead. That's what you get from being from Stoke. But
you get a lot of things from being from Stoke.
Syphilis.
It's not limited to umlaut.
So yeah, the Attila thing's pretty cool.
That's quite nice. Yeah.
But obviously, the other DLC thing, because I saw that earlier on too, and like I don't understand what it is, but you've just explained it to me, which is beautiful. But the other DLC thing is because the Batman trailer came out, the third Batman trailer, which it looks like Batman. I'm wet for it. It's fine. And the £33 season pass for a Batman game.
To be fair, £34.
£34. £33.99. Sorry, I forgot to to look at the end of it.
If they're going to sell a season pass for that much money, I expect a full game's worth of content to come out after that.
This is what we've talked about before. Battlefield and that. I mean, there's a reason I haven't bought the Call of Duty. Because I've started getting into... I got into Black Ops 2 and then I've been buying each successive one and diminishing returns and all that bullshit. And the reason I've not bought the Black Ops... what were we on? Advanced Warfare one is because I've not played the game online nearly as much as I thought I would. So I'm not playing it. Whereas Battlefield 4, I ponied up twice for the premium because I was going to get my money's worth out of it. So I have no problem with buying DLC and shitty stuff like that. It's just that you kind of go... If it had come from not any other company, but somebody other than Warner Brothers, who are the worst kind of nickel and diming pre-ordering cunts on the fucking planet, then I'd have probably not taken as much notice, if that makes any sense. But because they are, I mean, if you go and look at the Arkham Origins pre-order nonsense, that was phenomenal. I mean, and they always release it as bloody DLC 3 weeks after it comes out anyway, so...
But no, you're right with that. It's 34 quid. I expect a certain amount of content. Battlefield 4, and even 3 Hardline if you really like Hardline as well. For example, that you pay another 40 quid on top of that, you're probably going to get more maps and more content that you've got in the original game. So it's worth it to those people who really want to be on board. The only thing is that will be reduced to about half price before all the content's released anyway. So
the big flip side to it is that why is it being these maps? It's just fucking what's the word? Expectations. People expect DLC. They expect it to be cut out of the game. It's shit. It's shit that they cut it out like Attila. They cut it out and sell it back to you. It's bullshit. But that's the fucking landscape we live in these days.
But to be fair to DICE, for example, with the Battlefield stuff,
no, we're never fair to DICE. Never fair to DICE. Cunts.
Clearly, some of the later stuff, at least, they've been working on post-game to support it. Now, it's it is continuous support, and it isn't stuff that was just, we'll just rip that off the disc. The early stuff might have been, but...
Brad, DICE didn't do the DLC for Battlefield 4.
Well, whoever did it for them, then?
That's the point! That's the fucking point! DICE didn't fucking do it! They outsourced it to Visceral, the people that did Hardline, I think?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so
DICE went troddling off, showed Mirror's Edge 2, went, oh look, we're doing Mirror's Edge 2, went, hey, DICE, everything's forgiven, Frostbite 3 isn't a shit engine, yay! Where is it? It's fucking nowhere because they're sat there picking their ass working on fucking Battlefront. It's online only mode and no fucking campaign, Jesus.
I think the problem is the companies that are doing it again.
Same company.
I don't trust Warner at all.
No, not in the slightest.
Because Shadow of Mordor's DLC season pass was wank.
It was awful.
There was like one little story bit, and then another little story bit that came out 6 million years later, and a bunch of power-ups.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Paula. I mean, my other half is one of these people that will pay for anything if she thinks that she'll get something out of it. She didn't mind the moral or implications or anything like that. And I'm not talking fucking slave labor or anything like that. What am I about video games? She's not listening to me. Anyway, but she'll go, I want that, and I'll pay for it. And so the season pass was £8 a few weeks ago on Xbox Live. And so, but if she'd have paid like 20 quid for it or whatever it were, I'd have gone, you fucking what?
Yeah, it was 1999.
And she would have turned around and gone, Steve, that new 3DS you bought.
The new 3DS I bought that I sold my old 3DS for, and bought for very little.
And your Majora's Mask.
Yep.
That thing, and well,
I'd have got it cost me 33 quid for Majora's Mask.
And she's a woman, and she'll be right regardless of what you say.
She is.
Never take the high ground.
I don't argue with her anymore because it just has what I want has no bearing on anything. So I don't argue, and it drives her nuts.
Yeah. It's the moral victories.
Anyway, so Warner Brothers are terrible. Sorry.
Yeah. And now Mortal Kombat X has come out. A, fuck off with your pre-order pricing. B,
yeah, did you were going, oh, I've got it for 17 quid, and I've seen it for like 13.
I think it's gone less than that now. I think it's been lower.
You can get it for about 11 quid on CD.
Yeah, that's where I fucking bought it from.
I'm still waiting for Assassin's Creed Unity to drop to like £1.
It costs less to buy the game and the Goro DLC than what you bought it for, Brandon.
Yeah. And
anyway, sorry.
That wasn't just an opportunity for me to moan again, but fuck them. The season pass, the combat pack, is 20 quid normal price. You could probably get it for just, a nod and a wink if you ask nicely in 2 weeks. But
32p a packet.
But the actual price is 20 quid.
Right.
Which works out as £5 a fighter, which seems like a hell of a lot.
That is a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I mean,
there's like 30 characters in the... I don't know. I have no idea. 20, 30. They've clearly not charged a fiver for each of those characters. No. What makes these ones worth...
They're aimed for people who care about the lore and stuff like that. It's Mortal Kombat.
It's not even the lore. Isn't there like Jason and fucking Predator as two of the characters?
Yep.
Yeah, what's that got to do with the lore of Mortal Kombat?
Well, the fact that it's Warner, isn't it? So I was going to say the fact maybe it's cost them God knows how much to get them into the game, but
no, there's only
like property, isn't it?
Three movie companies own everything, so it's fucking bonkers. So it's
just a very, very, very expensive price.
It is, but
characters that like you said, because they're not actual characters in the game, it makes me want to spend on it even less because. I mean, it's always nice when you get characters from something else into your game, but they do always feel a bit bodged in. It's not like Predator's going to be like an amazing Predator fighting game. It's just going to be a sort of Mortal Kombat-y thing that's got a funny hood on.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of Predator? The point of Predator is that he disappears and kills things from a bar and hunts them down. And it's like, yeah, all right, what's his fatality going to be? Oh, he's going to rip the spine out. Oh, fucking didn't see that coming.
They just don't fit into the world.
Well,
either that's the problem.
They fit into the world in that they come from a bloody action franchises, and that's it. So that's all that they've got in common. There's gore. That's it. Yeah, it's gore.
But it's like adding Mario to Street Fighter. It just doesn't work. They're not part of that history of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. It's like the Soul Calibur thing, isn't it? It's like fucking Spawn, Tech. No, before that, in Soul Calibur 2, Spawn, Tekken, Dude, and Link.
Yeah. Why?
I mean, Link is the only one that made sense because he's got a sword and a fucking shield, and even then it doesn't fit with the aesthetic.
I'm pretty sure that when they picked Spawn, they were just drunk. There was no reason for that at all.
No, it's like what can we put with the Xbox? What franchise? What memorable franchises has the original Xbox got?
Is Superman in that Injustice game?
Yes.
Right.
But
how do they quantify him being in that fighting game?
there's a bollocksy reason for that they've put in the game, that they give them an injection so that some are stronger and some are weaker, and they all
Why
balance
would
it
he
out.
agree for that? He's
No,
Superman.
Superman becomes totalitarian nutcase Superman after the Joker tricks him into killing Lois Lane and most of Metropolis. Apparently,
Yes.
And then there's these nano machines in the comic. The comic apparently is quite good. I mean, have you read the comic, Andrew?
I have not. No.
This is the one you're telling me to read, isn't it?
Apparently, no, I haven't read it myself. I've only read bits and bobs of it, what people
Oh,
on Imager and stuff. But apparently, the comic's quite good because they did the game and they did a tie-in comic with a prequel and stuff like that. Basically, you know. Although there's fucking holes in it, like Lois Lane becomes pregnant, and if anybody's ever seen mole rats, there's a massive hole there because, you know, when Superman blows his load, he basically removes fucking.
I love that you use the phrase "there's a massive hole there."
Yeah, that fucking was.
There is after he's been in it.
What's that paraphrase? Yeah, it's like blows his load like a shotgun blast through a bag.
I've not seen that for years. I'm going to have to watch that again.
But it's so there's like kind of that, and then there's this. I saw a comic the other day where fucking Alfred's kicking the living shit out of Superman, and it's like, and I'm like, I've no idea what's going on here. And it's basically one of the comments was Nanobot's son, and it's like, right, okay, so everybody gets fucking super strength and whatnot. So yeah, but that's the whole thing about the Batman Superman film that's coming out. It's like Batman's got his Lego suit on and he's going to beat Superman up. I've no idea how. But there you go.
Is that a special suit? Do you know, like in the Lego Batman games, he gets his different special suits for what he wants to do? Is that meant to be some kind of special suit? It's got normal.
If it's following what we think it's following, it's from The Dark Knight Returns, where basically Bruce Wayne taps into Gotham's power grid with this super suit he's built specifically for when Superman turns up to help him beat the living shit out of Superman and try and exploit Superman's Boy Scoutness in that he won't, you know, do any lasting damage to Batman.
See, this is the whole setup for this Batman versus Superman thing. This is way off the game section, but this whole setup for this, the whole film and everything, like, it makes me intrigued. But it's DC, so I know it's going to be shit.
Do you know what? I don't want to get into it because I've got lots of reasons why it might not be and why it might be, but it's something for another time. Because I'm
going to watch it. That much I know.
I'll fucking watch it. It'll be in IMAX. I'll watch it and I'll probably love it. So anyway,
so we're going to have to rattle through the next couple of bits, guys. Because
we don't got much left now. Yeah. Batman trailer. The other thing that we've got to mention about that was that everyone watched the trailer and went, "Oh my god, it's got co-op." And then Warner announced, "Oh, it's not got co-op. Sorry about that. That was we acknowledge that was misleading. That was an accident there. You just switch characters like in GTA because that sold well." Which was quite cute, really. Bless them. We've got this brand new big feature that everyone's going to be impressed by, and then everyone was like, "Whoa, co-op!" And then, not that one. No. No, it's just it's like GTA.
It's also in terms of trailers being released this week. There's only one that's really impressed me, and that's Just Cause 3, because that looks.
Still haven't watched it.
It looks beautiful.
I still haven't watched it because I've only played about an hour of Just Cause 1 and about 10 minutes of Just Cause 2.
Not your game.
I don't know why, because it's got shit getting blown up. It's ridiculous. Fuck it, one of my favourite things in gaming ever happened in the very short time I played with Just Cause 1, where I was fucking driving this clapped out banger and I did that GTA thing of thinking, oh right, what's the fastest way between 2 points? In a straight fucking line. So what I did is I thought, right, I'll drive this car over this rise down this hill and where I need to go. What I didn't realise is there was a fucking lagoon and a cliff over this fucking thing. So the car jumps off and I'm like, Ballocks. So I get out, jumps on the roof of the car, jumps off, opens my parachute, car goes plummeting down to the beach below, lands, I land back on the car, inside the car and drove off. It was fucking glorious.
All you needed on your parachute was the British flag. And hold the James Bond music.
Yeah, man. It's like, boom. It was so cool. But I've never really felt the desire to jump into Just Cause. It'd be fucking mental.
Right. Steve, at some point in the next few months, Just Cause 2 on the PC is going to be about £1.
I've actually got it. This is what I'm saying. Have you
got the multiplayer update?
No. Well, maybe. I don't know.
You probably have. I think we'll dive in.
Anyway.
Right.
We'll dive in one evening. We'll do a Gamestyle plays live
All right.
thing.
Okay.
And blow shit up.
The best thing about the PC was that you could there was a mod to allow you to put 2 rope things out so that you could hold both ends of the plane at once, which was genius. Yeah, I'm completely bemused that you've not made that your favourite series ever, because as far as I'm concerned, it's Saints Row before Saints Row became Saints Row that you like.
Yeah. Yeah.
They should have. The title should be, "Here, Steve, we've made this game just for you."
This is game.
It was a bit slow to get going. It did suffer from you've got to do stuff in the game before you can have actual joy. Which
just like real life.
That's why they changed with Just Cause 3. They just go, there you go.
From what I understand of Just Cause 2, you start off with the grapple and everything like that.
There's still a fair amount of structure.
Oh, right.
You've got to play the video game for a bit, which is a bit wank.
See, that's the worrying thing, because like Saints Row is when you get all the powers in Saints Row 4, you get the powers really soon, really quickly, and the game almost trips itself up in the first 2 or 3 hours because you've got access to everything. And so I'm a bit worried that they might give it you all a bit too soon, if that makes sense.
When Just Cause 3 was first, is it going to come out? Is it going to come out? It was rumoured to be free to play, and I thought that was a really, really, really good suggestion for Just Cause 3. That seemed basically the perfect fit for what you want of a free to play game. You go in and you've got this stuff and you can play. But then you can pay an extra couple of quid and you can use parachutes and stuff. And you pay an extra couple of quid and you get big stupid guns and things blow up. And by the time you spent 15 quid, you've got basically all you ever did in Just Cause 2 anyway.
If they was going to go down the free-to-play route, what I would actually like to see is them go, here's a big fuck-off world. Here's your character. He's got all this shit. If you want to pay 2 quid for a story mission, you can. Otherwise, just go blow shit up.
Yeah, but then they'd go bust in about a week when not a single fuck paid for a story mission based on Just Cause 1 and 2, which were awful.
No.
They're terrible games. But they're also doing Mad Max as well, aren't they? So we've got that to look forward to first.
Mad Max is curious because Mad Max, I mean, I threw up the link on the website, on the Facebook page, and it looks like a cross between Batman and Fuel, which I'm entirely on board because I think Fuel was massively underrated, especially in terms of scope of the fucking. If you were driving across that map in Fuel, you were talking a good couple of hours to get from one end to other. It was ridiculous. It was absolutely massive. But the fucking, you look at the thing that's kind of bothering me about the Mad Max game is you look at the Mad Max film, and even though it's in the detestable orange and teal color scheme that all films are in these days, it's fucking vibrant and glorious and super bright and all that kind of stuff. You look at the game and it's like really washed out brown, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Look at the aesthetic of the film, you cunt.
My only issue with the new film, and I am going to see it, and I'm going to enjoy the fuck out of it.
No, whatever you're going to say, there is no issue with this film because it looks like the most eyes on, brain off, balls out, foot down thing I've seen in fucking ages.
I've recommended Mad Max to 3 people since I very first saw it. And they went, what's it like? I went, oh, it's a superb film, absolutely amazing. They've sat down, they've watched it with me, because I'll take the excuse to watch it again, and they've just kind of gone, why is the film ended now? He's only just, why is it ended now? They've just followed him for an hour and a half and they ended it.
That's why Mad Max 2 is the superior film.
It's actually one film just made into 2 bits.
No, Mad Max 2.
In my mind.
It was released as DLC.
Yeah, it was an add-on expansion.
The third one was originally a free mod and then it got charged for and broke the series.
The third film was outsourced to a different studio and it just wasn't as good.
Fucking Tina Turner.
Oh, well, she don't need another hero. But it's...
I'm going to watch it. New Mad Max is going to be brilliant.
New Mad Max is... do you know what? Even if it's shit, I'm just going to sit and watch the trailers for an hour and a half.
Also, apparently, the fact that we've got an Australian Mad Max again. When it was the game originally announced, he was Yankee.
Yeah.
It looks really, really strange in that it looks like one of those films where maybe I've not seen the entire film by watching the trailers that have been released so far. That's a very strange thing. It looks like this thing's blown up, but I don't actually know why. Why isn't it giving me the complete plot line to explain why this thing has blown up?
This is the thing. It's like we're on to films again. It's just basically.
There's a game of this film. There is a game of this film. That's how we got here.
It'll be about the gasoline. About the gasoline. Oh, I got me some gasoline. Hey. Last of the V8 Inceptors. I fucking love the gyro captain. It's brilliant. It'll be about gasoline. Shit's gonna get blown up. And Max will play a pivotal role while grunting and saying very few things, and it'll be fucking great.
But also, first Mad Max, do you know, for whatever reason, I don't know why, I watched that the whole time thinking, this is like a grown-up version of Round the Twist.
What?
Have you ever seen it? That kids program, Round the Twist?
No.
It's the accent. Mad Max is that. If you watch it, Steve, it's brilliant.
Yeah. The thing, I've seen the
first one. I can imagine that Mad Max is a fever dream from one of the characters in Round the Twist.
But it's the accents and the acting and everything. It just feels like it's from that.
Yeah, there is a definite similarity there. I'm not going to dismiss that as stupidity. I can see. I never thought about it before, but now I am thinking about it. I'm thinking
one of Bronson's dreams. Also, that's the most Australian name in the world. Bronson.
Well, one of my favourite little things actually that I realised today is that the guy who's responsible for the Mad Max trilogy is also responsible for Happy Feet and Babe.
That's amazing.
So, why not, eh?
But that's up there with the narrator from Dungeon Keeper is Daddy Pig.
Daddy Pig from Peppa Pig. What the fuck? Oh, right. Anyway, so have we got anything else we can rattle off because we are pushing it now?
We've got the, let's just clarify this situation, Master Chief Collection still fucked.
Still fucking broken.
They ran a tournament and they had to stop running the tournament because it didn't work.
Brilliant.
That's got to be embarrassing as shit. That's got to be absolutely I don't know how they've managed to fuck it up so colossally. It's like a flagship thing for Microsoft and they've managed to bone it.
Imagine how much money Microsoft could throw at that problem and it's still fucked.
I don't know.
Are Nintendo about the only company that haven't completely ruined their mascot in some fashion?
No, because Mario's still got the sports games.
As good as he ever was.
He's had some shitty games, right? But it's still Mario is still. Halo's gone.
Nintendo now, because Halo 5 will still do great guns, although it'll be Halo of Duty. Advanced
Halo Warfare.
Advanced Halo Warfare, yeah. Advanced Covenant shit kicking.
Halo Full.
But and also, there's another thing on the subject of Microsoft that I don't know how to feel about. This thing of the Gears of War beta that's kicking about for Xbox One. There's a Gears of War 1 remake at 60 frames, 1080, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, why is it only the first Gears of War? Where's all the other games?
They'll be released at 30 quid each.
Do you know what? I will drive to fucking Microsoft office and I will shit on the doorstep if that's the case.
While stopping to buy those games on very probably.
No. If they come as one package, and it's 50 quid, I'll fucking buy it in an instant because I love them. They're great. I will play through them at 60 frames, and it'll be fucking awesome. In co-op, it'll be great. But if they do it as like fractured DLC bullshit, no, I ain't doing that.
What if they did it as that, but it was like a tenner a pop straight on Xbox One?
Well, why don't they just give it me all for £40 fucking pounds?
Might not be doing it all at the same time.
Well, they fucking should. I'm giving that fucking Telltale Games episodic content bullshit. Just give me my fucking game so I can decide. I just want to. It's like I'm trying so hard to give people my money and they don't want to fucking take it.
If Mad Max
be fair to them.
So don't you fucking play devil's avocado to fucking Microsoft, you.
I'm gonna. To be fair to them, you can see.
That Phil Spencer behind you with a gun to your head.
Yeah, he pops round. You can see why they don't want to release something called Gears of War Collection when we've just been talking about the Master Chief Collection still being an embarrassing clusterfuck.
the thing
maybe
is,
we'd like to distance ourselves from that as much.
I've got more faith in Black Tusk than I have in 343. Always have.
Also, just called it an anthology or whatever.
Yeah, it's just they don't want it to be the same thing as that because everyone goes ha 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 that.
What I'm kind of curious about is how there's been a lot of furor around it. Furor?
Furore.
I don't know.
I'm not Spanish.
About it, but not. It doesn't seem to be as much as there was around Drive Club, which has been fixed for months and months and months. So
don't worry, no, it's broken again at the moment.
What, Drive
Club broken now?
Yeah, they've decided to upgrade their leaderboards and it's broken again.
You can still play it though, can't you?
Yeah, you can still play it, but they've kind of taken out the entire point of the game again for a bit.
Good stuff. So, modern gaming, it's great.
What would be good is if they had maybe the staff members there to help fix it.
Yeah,
got rid of them.
There's a downward spiral with Evolution now, and I don't think they're going to get out of the tailspin that they're in. Yeah, it's sad. It's very sad.
If Rushy wants a job afterwards that doesn't pay any money, he can come right for us.
Yeah. Nah, I don't think Rush will have problems getting a job, to be honest with you.
No, why are we going to launch a new apologies section of the website?
Again, we reiterate that Andrew's faults are his own, and in no way.
Andrew's a northern curmudgeon and has absolutely no bearing on what we at Gamestyle think.
Game of the Year 2014.
It's not bad when you're game of 24 years. Oh, fuck it, I can't even.
Yes,
So yeah, Master Chief Collection is still
thing,
broken.
Yeah, well done.
Yes,
I think that covers us for this week.
It does. I've enjoyed this one. With news has helped us.
The news. I'm hoping to God that there's something going to happen in the next week. I really do.
I do. If not, Steve, what we'll do, we'll just talk about, we'll fight for food, super actual sellout game of the hour.
Oh, God. No, I don't want to talk about that game ever again. So, what we got coming up, Brad?
How bad's the game got to be when even I don't like it?
I know, that says everything, really, doesn't it? Even if it was on the Vita, you'd still get it a kicking.
Yeah, that was awful. Oh dear. What we got coming up this week? We've got a couple of previews coming up, a couple of Gamestyle plays. We've got some reviews to catch up on. We're hoping by next weekend, so the show would have gone and passed anyway, so this would be for next week. But we're hoping to have a write-up on the Zelda Orchestra thing that happened the other week. Stacey and John went to that. Congratulations to Adam, who's just got a new writing gig for another website. They've got more people on Twitter than us, so I'm assuming it's good. Either that or, it's been a loveless marriage and he just wants out. One of the two. I'm not upset, honestly. But no, we've got stuff. We've got another episode of Brad Ball, and I beat my first boss, which was great. And I'm following that up next. I actually shook. I was shaking when I done that. That was such an exhilarating experience.
Yeah.
Did you see that quote about Bloodborne that's in the interview for the official guide?
No.
About one of the bosses.
Is it a spoiler?
I might just read it out.
Wait, is it a spoiler?
No, it's not a spoiler. I suppose it's one of those tiny spoilers that if you count everything as a spoiler is a spoiler, but I don't declare it to be a spoiler.
Right, just before, if you're not watching this live, this may be a spoiler if you really don't want to know. See you next week. Go on, Andrew.
A quote from Miyazaki in the Bloodborne Guide interview. Speaking of beasts, which was your favourite from the game and why? I get asked this quite a lot by my colleagues. For me, it's the Dark Beast Pearl. I've felt very attached to this one in particular because I designed it entirely on my own. I wouldn't allow anyone else to give advice on its design. I know that sounds harsh, but as a designer, you sometimes have to be willing to refuse criticism and stick to your original vision. I wanted this creature to be a broken skeleton of a once magnificent beast, held together by bandages and defiantly protecting an area long overrun by the very plague it would eventually succumb to. A sort of mad as fuck wank demon, if you will.
You think that if that's
now I'm wondering if there's a theme of masturbation throughout Bloodborne, because everyone told me to avoid the wanking hand of the first boss.
if that's not an amazing name for a crust punk death metal band, then I don't know what is.
Yeah, I don't think we can top that. So
I think we ought to leave it there. Yep, we're done.
Goodbye.
No.
Bye.